let's start first with the 1987 Philippine Constitution. So, it is created after the People Power Revolution, guarantees equal rights for men and women. Meaning, men and women should be treated fairly in all aspects of life, just like education, jobs, and law. Example, a woman and man applying for the same job should have equal chances based on skills, not on gender. Next, we have the legislative representation for women. The Constitution ensures women are represented in government, especially through systems like the party list. Meaning, women should have a voice in lawmaking and leadership. Women leaders or party list groups represent women issues, example like maternity rights and anti-violence law. Next, we have the protection for working women. Under Article 8, Section 14, the state must protect working women by providing safe and healthy working conditions. So, meaning, women workers should be supported, especially considering their roles as a motherhood. Example, a company provides maternity leave and flexible work schedules. A workplace ensures safe environments, no harassment, and proper facilities. Next, we have the Local Government Code of 1991 allows different sectors, including women, to be represented in the local councils like barangay, city, or municipal councils. Example, a woman can be elected as a barangay councilor representing women's concern. Next, we have the Party List System Acts allows women group to form or join parties that can run in elections. Meaning, women are recognized as one of the marginalized sectors so they can have representation in Congress through party list. Example, a women's organization can run as a party list group and win seats in Congress. Next, we have the Labor Code 1989. The Labor Code of the Philippines protect women in the workplace and ensures fair treatment, meaning employers must provide safe conditions, special facilities, and must not discriminate against women. Example, a company cannot pay women less than men for the same job. Another example, employers may provide separate restroom, maternity leave, and nursery areas. Next, we have the Women in Nation Building Law. So, in RA 7192, the Republic Act number 7192 promotes women as equal partners in development, meaning women should actively participate in economic, social, and political development with support from the government. So, example, government programs provide livelihood training or loans for women entrepreneurs. Next, we have the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Law of 1988. The Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Law gives women the equal rights to own and inherit land. So, meaning, women are no longer excluded from land ownership just because of gender. So, example, a daughter can inherit farmland just like her brother. Next, we have the Republic Act 7688 of 1994. The Republic Act number 7688 ensures women have representation in the Social Security System or the SSS. Meaning, women's need and concern are considered in social security policies and benefits. So, example, women representatives help improve benefits like maternity support or pensions. Next one, we have the Anti-Sexual Harassment Law of RA 7877 1995. The Republic Act number 7877 makes sexual harassment illegal in workplaces, schools, and training environment, meaning no especially those in authority like a boss or teacher can demand or do sexual action in exchange for favors, grades, or job security. Did you understand? So next we have the Republic Acts 8353 of 1997, the Anti-Rape Law. The Republic Act number 8353 expanded the definition of rape and treat it as a crime against a person, not just against honor. So meaning the law protects persons' dignity, body, and rights and recognizes more forms of sexual violence. So example, rape can happen even within marriage, just like marital rape is recognized. So that's all for my topic. So I am Precious Elani Tanding and I am the presenter for today's topic, which is the women's